Permission to be angry. Anger is a necessary piece you were never allowed to write. When they go low, you kiss their boots. You don't just turn the other cheek. No, you open wide and you let them do as they please in the name of God, in the name of maturity, in the name of protecting the peace and facilitating relationships, in the name of respectability. Because having a reaction meant punishment, so silence became protection. Anger was the forbidden emotion and silence was sold to you as wisdom. So you distract yourself from anger instead of feeling it or granting it any legitimacy. You pray it away, you soften it, you demonize it, you swallow that lump in your throat like it's water and you call it grace. You call it resilience because being angry gets you called petty, emotional, difficult, ghetto, immature, too sensitive. You get called too soft when you're kind, too much when you're mad, weak when you bend, and a bitch when you break. And being called those things feel like a death sentence, but the only thing that's really dying every time you bend over backward to avoid it is your self-respect. So there's this Buddhist lesson about insult, okay? So when somebody insults you and you don't react, it's as though that person brought you filth and you decided you were not going to take it. And that person now has no choice but to leave with their filth, ashamed that they ever brought it to you because you won by not accepting their filth. So not reacting to their insults and not getting angry and not saying anything. But the thing is, reality ain't always that clean. Sometimes they don't leave with their filth. Sometimes they're like, oh, you're not going to say anything? Okay, I'm just going to leave it on your table. And they come back the next day and they do that. And the day after that. And the day after that. And the thing is, they tried to pull that same stunt with your neighbor, but your neighbor slapped that shit right in their face and said, get out of my house, never again. And now they came to you and they're like, oh, wait, I can just do that? And they keep going. And you're not okay with that. You have your table full of somebody else's filth and you're enraged. You want it to stop, but your default mode is, it's okay. I'm fine. I don't mind. It's fine. I'm just gonna pinch my nose and pretend it's not happening. I am so sorry, by the way, that my mother ever gave birth to me. What a bitch. You have traded the skill of difficult conversation for breathing exercise and play pretend at blindness, and you're told you're a good person for doing it. Anger is a muscle, and like anything you were forced to muffle as any underdeveloped skill, it becomes confusing, unfamiliar, and misdirected. Anger is a necessary piece you were never allowed to write. And when you finally decide to speak up and say, I will no longer accept this, usually you're told, but what about forgiveness? What about I've been mistreating you for years and now you're just telling me if I don't stop mistreating you, you're not going to talk to, but what about forgiveness? What about it? I need to get this one right. Forgiveness is an internal process. It cannot be demanded, scheduled, or outsourced for somebody else's comfort. And when forgiveness is forced on their timeline without accountability, without repair, and without even attempt at amends, it stops being a virtue and it becomes the tool of the oppressor.